After the 1970 split of the Beatles, John Lennon publicly blasted Paul McCartney on many occasions. Their once friendly and musically partnership relationship devolved into an angry competition characterized by public conflicts and harsh language. Paul and Linda McCartney were the recipients of one of Lennon's most famous letters, condemning McCartney, which he wrote to them in 1971. The letter, which ended up in auctions, was John and Yoko Ono's furious reaction to Linda's criticisms of them. It was in it that Lennon said Paul was arrogant and couldn't accept the fact that the Beatles were no more. In his rant, he bemoaned McCartney's resistance to change and said that Paul wished to maintain control of the band's reputation following their breakup. One of the most prominent examples of this resentment in John's music is the 1971 single, How Do You Sleep, from the album Imagine. The only thing you done was yesterday, and since you've gone, you're just another day. The song lyricist Paul McCartney sings in an apparent jab at McCartney's dependency on previous Beatles songs and his solo career. The song went on to imply that McCartney's music lacked depth and originality. Even more so, Lennon was not shy about criticizing McCartney in interviews. He called Paul's music Muzak and said he was the only member of the Beatles who was resistant to change, suggesting Paul was risk-averse in an interview with Rolling Stone published in 1971. There was a subtle criticism of John's actions in McCartney's songs like Too Many People, which reflected the competition between the two. Their animosity subsided, though, as time went on. A measure of reconciliation had taken place between Lennon and McCartney by the mid-1970s, and the two even spent time together in New York. Even though their friendship was never the same, they stayed in touch all the way up until Lennon's untimely death in 1980. Their complicated and interesting relationship is defined by profound devotion and passionate competition. It is one of the most dynamic aspects of rock history.